Hey guys, it's Danny Bell. I hope you guys are having an awesome day today so far. Today I'm beyond thrilled because we are doing a tour of our Tropicore Island Cocobelle 2.0. I cannot even believe it. You guys, it's finally finished. Super excited to share this Tropicore slash jungle themed island with you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so excited that we get to share this island before we start on our new adventure. So for Cocobelle 2.0, this is an island that we were working on over a year ago. We sort of overhauled it, sort of redoing a lot of the areas on the island with the 2.0 items and recustomizing the villager house interiors, all of that good stuff. So let's take a look at the map so you can see what the dream address is as well as what the map layout is here. Yay, I'm so excited. I really enjoyed doing all of the Tropicore type of builds on this island. If you missed any of the builds for the island and you're looking for some ideas for your Tropicore island, please check out the Cocobelle playlist. We've got lots of fun ideas, lots of builds. I'll also be doing a series of shorts videos that have basically quick tours for all of the villager interiors for any of the ones that you don't get a chance to see either here on the tour video or if you come to visit yourselves. I do know that when you visit a dream address, it will sort of shuffle the deck and show you certain villagers that are home. So if you miss an interior that you're just dying to see the inside of, please either revisit the dream or check out some of the shorts videos I'll be putting out here in the next few weeks before we start a new island series. Alright, so let's get going. I'm really excited. Here for our entrance, I really just wanted to keep it really kind of tropical vibes, of course, but I wanted to incorporate some of the ruined items. The whole idea behind the theme on this island was sort of to keep it slightly resort style like in the front part of the island, but I also wanted to sort of intertwine lots of jungle and ruined items here just to kind of give it more of a brambly type of feel. This spot right here is one of my favorites. We worked on this entrance together and I'm really pleased with how it came together. We did a little bit of terraforming to create this heightened platform that overlooks the plaza as well as this little sitting area. I've a few times seen villagers hanging out here, and guys, what do you think when you have villagers sit in the spots that you create on your islands? I absolutely adore that. It's one of my favorite things to see the villagers roaming around the island and using some of the builds that we've created. So yeah, really thrilled to have that. I did leave you guys some prezzies, so if you're able to come visit the dream for yourselves, I left some items to either put on and wear around the island, just something to kind of add to the vibe. And then if you do decide to take pictures, I absolutely always thoroughly enjoy seeing pictures of you. If you come to visit the island, feel free to tag me. You can find me on Instagram at Peppycrossingplay. I just always get so much joy and happiness out of seeing when you guys have a chance to come visit the finished products for our islands. Alright, so we're going to head back in this direction over here. I thought we could kind of head down over next to the plaza on the other side. We have sort of a mini tropical town area. Now this wasn't here before. There was a lot of areas on the island that I sort of overhauled. This was previously sort of like a campground area. Didn't really have a whole lot of rhyme or reason, so I thought it would be fun to sort of incorporate things like this little taco truck. You can find a build for that. There is a video that was put out for this little taco truck build if you're looking to create something like this for yourselves on your island. And we're gonna head over here because I see some of our villagers hanging out and they're looking pretty cute. Now this heightened platform over here is kind of nice just because it does give you a little bit of extra view to the back side of the island here behind the plaza, and I just kind of wanted to add this little buffet area just to kind of create an added section for the food truck area. So I think creating a raised platform just kind of differentiates something a little bit different for a sitting area, and I love being able to see this view of the tropical buildings in the background. Now I did use a lot of real life pictures for inspo for this island. I've done some traveling over the course of my life, and one of my favorite places to visit was either Mexico, different areas of the Caribbean. I've been to places in Central America, just really thoroughly enjoy traveling, and definitely took a lot of inspo from some of the places I've visited in real life, so we'll try to mention those as we go on the tour. But I love this. I always have enjoyed seeing all of the beautiful colored buildings and all of these different tropical destinations that I've seen in real life. So that was kind of the idea behind that, just making sure there's lots of color and vibrant vibes going on here on the island. Right, so over here we have a little parking area for your Vespa, so you can come and rent a Vespa, kind of troll around the island, check everything out, and then a little fish place where you can stop over here, get some fresh caught fish, either deep fried or grilled, and just kind of enjoy yourself for the day. We created a little sandwich shop over here. Now, I didn't create a video for either of these builds. They were just sort of added as I was building things up. So if there's anything you see on the island on this tour that you would specifically like a quick build, shorts video created out of, I'd be happy to do that. But yeah, really happy with how this came together. One of my favorite parts of this island is this old Spanish abandoned church. This one, oh my goodness, you guys. I did a video on this, a build video, and this is inspired by my friend on Instagram, Isla Florabella. She is amazing, so please check her out. In the tutorial video, there is all of her Instagram information, so that if you wanted to see where the original inspo came from, yes, please check it out. Super, super fun. All right, we're gonna head over here. This is sort of the up close area for our little village area over here. We're gonna walk through here. I kind of wanted this to be just wide enough that you could actually walk by it. Not a whole lot of room, but you can sort of hop across if you need to. We're gonna come back in this direction and head over here. Now this area that we're going to visit next, this is sort of like a little temple area. This part of the island was actually here originally when I made this island before I started doing video tutorials on Cocobelle back over a year ago, and I did 2.0ify it, added some of the ruined arches, added some of these glowing moss statues over here just to sort of create a little bit more vamped up look. But I really like how this came together. It's a fun build for sure. If you're looking to do some creative waterscaping on your island, it really looks stellar on a map, and I did do a tutorial on that, so please check out the Cocobelle playlist if you're looking for any instruction on how to create that space for yourselves. Yes, okay, we're gonna come over here. This is the campsite. This was also a build video we did on the channel, just kind of trying to create a raised platform area for the campsite, and I like the idea of having it up high because it does sort of differentiate the campsite from the rest of the area. But I like it because even though we don't have a staircase leading up here, I absolutely adore the vines and the ladders, the ladder kits that you can create in the game. Since the 2.0 update, I think it just makes all of the builds have that much more accessibility, and the vines for sure have been a huge component in making sure that you can kind of cover up the sides of the cliffs to sort of add to the decorating and the ambiance on your islands. All right, we did a series as well about 3 easy beach house builds. I really like these little huts. These are something that I put together with some of the gazebos as well as some of the retro transportation stands right here. And then we also have some simple panels, that sort of thing. So if you're looking for some ideas on how you can bling out your beaches or just kind of fill in smaller areas on your island, you could totally swap something like that out. If you're not looking to do something tropical, you could certainly kind of use different custom designs to make it your own. And what do we have going on over here? Leonardo, you better not be thinking about leaving. Hi, buddy. I love Leonardo. He's been on the island for quite some time, and every time he's asked to leave, I've always told him no. So I'm really, yeah, definitely you're not moving. I'm so sorry, buddy. You're here. You're on lockdown. Hotel California for you, my friend. Anyways, we're gonna go over here because one of my favorite things that we created on this beach area, because beaches, let's face it, can be really, really difficult to decorate. You can't do any terraforming, but I really enjoy being able to take custom designs, put them on the sand, and just sort of create a little bit more detailed looking space. I love these little beach huts because they're really easy to create with some of the items in the game, and I think that they add a lot of character. So if you're looking for some ideas, as I said, check out the 3 easy beach hut build tutorial that we have on the Cocobelle playlist. We also have this cute little deck over here. I just kind of pictured this area being a private beach area for maybe a villager, as we can see Leonardo walking around here. Just wanted to create a little space where they have their yacht parked, and then maybe you're doing some fishing for the day. And then using a lot of the bug and fish models as well as the wheat field item, I think added a lot to this particular build. I'm also a fan of having storage sheds and workbenches kind of scattered throughout the island, because even though these types of islands are fun to create as art pieces, they're also fun to have to be useful if you want to play on there for your everyday tasks. So you'll notice there's a lot of those sort of scattered throughout the island of Cocobelle. I love this little Starbucks hut. I think that one was my favorite. I am a huge coffee fanatic, you guys. Like, I drink it like it's my job. I love coffee, love Starbucks in particular, so I was really excited to find that Nook Bucks custom design. And if you guys are looking for any of the custom design codes that you see in the tour, if you check out the Cocobelle playlist, you'll see in all of those specific builds, you'll see the custom codes in the description of the video. So if you're looking for those sorts of things for yourself, they're readily available for you. Okay, so next on our tour, this is our resort. I was really happy with how this came together. One of the things I've been trying to challenge myself with is create buildings on Animal Crossing. I tend to be drawn more towards everything that's natural and lush, and I don't know, I guess everybody has things that are their strengths and weaknesses when they're using Animal Crossing items and doing decorating and landscaping. Some people are incredibly talented with all of their terraforming skills and plant decorating skills. I love decorating with all of the furniture pieces, but I do tend to struggle when creating buildings. So I was really pushing myself with this particular build, trying to be creative and creating a stellar resort area for everybody coming to visit the island to check out. We do have this little spot over here where we have Nook's Cranny and the Able Sister shop right up next to the beach. That was also a build video, so feel free to check that out if you're looking for ideas for your shops. And then I love this one. This is another one that I did not include in the hut series, but we did a separate build video for this. It's sort of like a little beach rental that you could sort of find maybe on Vrbo or Airbnb and rent out for yourself and your fam. So really happy with how this one came together as well. Another fun idea to use to kind of fill in your beach areas, because I know a lot of us, myself included, tend to sometimes neglect the beaches because it does take a totally different mindset to be able to come up with ideas on how to fill in these beach areas. Next we have this little tropical drink stand over here. I really like this build. This was one that was originally over on the area right next to us on the beach where you just saw the beach rental house. It kind of got shifted over here, and then I revamped it, of course, with the 2.0 items. And then I love this little round rug custom design. I found this on the portal. Again, if you check out the juice stand build that we did for Cocobelle 2.0, you'll find all of the custom design information that was used in this build. But I really love that rug. You'll definitely see that all sprinkled throughout Cocobelle because, oh my goodness, it's just so cute. And especially since we can't place rugs outside, it is nice to be able to find some super cute custom designs to use for rugs. All right, let's pop into the resort. First things first, when you come into the resort, we have this little lobby area so you can check in to get your room all situated in your little tropical space here, home away from home, Cocobelle 2.0 resort. I kind of like the idea of having a workbench inside the house because I guess just for usefulness sake, I like having a bench in here, and it just makes it a lot easier when building things and customizing things. I don't have to go all the way outside. So I sort of created a space for that to be duplicated as sort of like a check-in desk, sort of something you'd see maybe at a hotel, hopefully. And then just little things like toast and bread out for maybe a continental breakfast, a quick continental breakfast here in the morning. Okay, next here we have a little spa area. I love the idea of a spa, and I've seen this for sure a few different times on Pinterest, but the way to create this haze on the floor is to actually use the cloud flooring here as a base, and then you're going to take some custom designs like this. In this case, this is sort of like a bamboo deck pattern, and you just sort of place that on top of the flooring like tile mats. And then when you do that, you can sort of see areas where the clouds pop up, and it looks like a perfect little steam room. So really happy with how that came together. This one we have a little jungle vibe going on. I love this leopard type of flooring. I don't know, I couldn't resist. I wanted to create a space that sort of had lots of brown and green tones, very earthy, and I love this little window custom design too. I love being able to use custom designs on the walls. You can do that now that there are the glow-in-the-dark stickers in the game. You can use those to sort of shift around, not only in the villager houses, but in your own as well. So it's been really fun playing around with those for sure. All right, next room we have another little area we can stay in. This one is sort of more like marine themed, I guess is the best way to describe it. I wanted to sort of pick up the colors in the wallpaper because I really love this fish wallpaper, and quite frankly I haven't had an opportunity other than this to be able to use it in any builds that it seemed to make sense. So really happy to be able to use this, and so sort of pulled out the pinks and purples and the teals from the wallpaper to sort of create a fun, I don't know, like a gamer space. So maybe for the person that wants to come on vacation and spend equal parts time in their resort room. All right, now here in the basements can sometimes be difficult, personally, I think, when decorating because there's no windows. So it's sort of dark in here. You can use lights, obviously, but I kind of wanted to just create this like lounge sort of idea. I know that tends to be something you usually see at a resort, just an area where you can hang out and see live music, maybe play some pool, have a bite to eat, maybe some drinks, that sort of thing. So that was the idea behind this, and I was really excited to use some of the new 2.0 buffet style stands over there in the corner, as well as just kind of converting Pave's dance stage over here just for fun. We'll do a little dance. Love it. I really like this little slot machine over here too. This, for anyone that hasn't seen this before, this is something you can get if you play Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. There's an exclusive code that you can get if you get to a certain level to trade it in for items you can use in Animal Crossing New Horizons. All right, upstairs here, this is sort of the little area that I carved out for our character in the game, Danny Bell. I wanted her to have her own little private loft. So this has been fun, just sort of sectioning off these areas to create the space of a loft apartment, like a little bedroom, living room. And then I wanted a really stellar view. So again, using some of the wall partitions and the glow-in-the-dark stickers to sort of block off areas on this particular wallpaper. I believe this is the bathhouse wallpaper. And then using some of the glow-in-the-dark stickers, creating the look of these windows. Really had a lot of fun decorating this. I know that since the 2.0 update, it is still a little bit cumbersome decorating the interior of our own houses. As most of you know, it's become hugely popular to do Happy Home Paradise builds, and of course, revamping the villager houses is one of my new favorite things to do in the game. You can do that by completing at least 30 builds on the Happy Home Paradise DLC to unlock it, but they still haven't really created the ease of revamping our own houses, and I mean that like just being able to be the way that you can kind of decorate the house and pop items in so quickly. Bangle, how are you? If any of you missed it, Bangle was our last villager hunt for the island. I was super excited to find her. Of course, I'm a little partial because she's a Peppy type, but I really love her. Can't wait to show you her house. Obviously, she's not home, so if you aren't able to see the interior today, I hope you'll check out Cocobelle 2.0 on your own, and hopefully she'll be home so you can see the interior. Now, this little area over here, I think we're going to go... Let's go up here on this little land bridge. We'll cut back to the back side of the island. I wanted to create this bridge to kind of go across from the resort area on the island into the jungle area. So I used a few of these pergolas just to kind of create the look of a covered land bridge. And then this area you'll notice is a lot more brambly. Yes, love the wheat field. I feel like I've used so much wheat field. I think it's probably the most heavily used item that I've used not only on this island, but the other ones that we've done since the 2.0 update. It's just a really great item, super versatile. And I believe we need to return this little pouch to its owner at some point. So we'll have to figure out who that belongs to. Maybe we'll run into somebody along the way. All right, so this area over here on the back side of the island, this is right in front of the secret beach. I wanted to create a little area that's up high that's not necessarily accessible but has a really great view. So just kind of trying to fill in some of these areas, and the giant waterfall was actually here from the beginning as well. So I do like when making islands to sort of try my best to work with the lay of the land, so to speak, and keep some of it original. But yeah, really excited with how that came together. This little area over here, this is the entrance to Leonardo's little area, and this one I have not done a build video on, but I will probably do a little quick tour on. I got the inspiration for this because my husband and I went on a trip to Belize several years ago, and one of our favorite places to visit was the Jaguar Caves in Belize. You can do a tubing excursion on the trip, and you can actually see this cave. It's called Jaguar Caves, and there's real life jaguars that prowl around there. And when we happened to be there that day, it was sort of a rainy day. You could actually see footprints in the mud in the cave from the night before where the jaguar had been prowling around. So that was sort of the idea behind this, using some of the cave items to create a little area for him. Now, I know that Leonardo is technically a leopard, but he's probably the closest villager I think you can get in the game as far as looking the part. So that's who we put back here. And this little guy, he was inspired on a trip to Jamaica. I really enjoyed riding. We had some little rafts made out of bamboo that you could actually ride on down a river, and it was so much fun. Really enjoyed that, and so that's sort of the inspiration here. You can hop on this little raft with our little gyroid guide, ride down the river for a little tour. That was sort of the idea behind that. And then this area over here actually used to be a cemetery. I know that was sort of a thing, and I'm no exception, guys. Shamefully, like, I totally hopped on board with all of the Animal Crossing trends, and one of the things to do when you first started Animal Crossing back in 2020 was, if you had a villager leave, create a cemetery with a little grave and their picture next to it. Totally did that for a while, and so that's what this area over here used to be back before the 2.0 overhaul. So this area is now actually Faith's spot. She's got a little hot tub area over there, a little sitting spot, and then let's head inside because it looks like she's home. We'll get to see some villager interiors. Hi, Faith, how are you? How cute is she, guys? We did find her on a recent villager hunt. I was really thrilled to be able to have a 2.0 villager added to our crew here for our little group on Cocobelle, and I wanted to create the interior of her house to look like sort of like a backyard, maybe like a back patio where you would have outside on the back part of your house that sort of leads out to a private beach. So that was sort of the idea behind this. Kind of wanted to create the look of bringing the outdoors in for Faith so that she has a fun little space to hang out in. Maybe invite some friends over and have a cookout. That was sort of the idea. Oh, guys, check her out on her little floaty. She's so precious. Love her. All right, so let's continue on our tour over here. I'll kind of try to get a little bit of a view. You can see Leonardo chilling down there in his yard, but we're going to head back over here. There's a few spots on the beach I wanted to show you before we kind of wind back through, and as well as a few other villager spots. So this is a little spa area. I've left a few little things dropped on this island. I really, really love interactive builds. And any of you that have been watching the channel for a while know that I like to drop things on the islands when I do the dream upload, so that if you want to try on things like this little robe and a cucumber pack, you can take some fun pics. So there's a few little areas where you can find items dropped. Feel free to pick them up, put them on, take some pics, and tag me on Instagram. I really love to see it. It really warms my heart to see you guys coming to visit the island. So feel free to tag me in any pics that you upload to Instagram. You can find me on there at Peppycrossingplay. All right, this little area is sort of a canyon. Now, this was here prior to the 2.0 update. I don't know, I feel like it's a lot more filled in. One of the things that I love in Animal Crossing are sort of happy accidents, and this area by Flora's house was actually really severely overgrown, and not intentionally. It was sort of like the landing zone for all of the extra flowers and shrubs and trees that we were sort of collecting and growing to use while redecorating the entire island. And despite all of the little flamingos hanging out over here, which I absolutely love this. This has been a big trend in the Animal Crossing world. They were really just overgrown with weeds and things like that. So all we really did for this is pull the weeds. I replaced a lot of the weeds with some of the wheat field item, and a lot of the trees and flowers that were here just sort of grew here wildly, and then just sort of shoveling things up and replacing things so that it looked a little bit more intentional. But I was really happy with, all in all, how this sort of came together. Honestly, really, really thrilled. All right, let's head over here. This little bridge kind of heads back to the resort area, but I think let's go back over here because I think I want to show you the area over here. We have a cruise ship I wanted to show you, as well as a few little builds. This is Claudia's house. I did not do a build video on this, but I'll be sure to do maybe a little villager quick tour shorts video so you can kind of see. I'm a huge fan of like before and after videos, so maybe I'll do a few of those so you can kind of see what these spaces looked like prior to doing the 2.0ification. I think I just made up that word. But just so you can kind of see the transformation for what these areas looked like before and then what they look like after now. So we kind of have a little island over here. She's got her own little private pool to hang out at, and it's right next to the beach, right over by Audie's house. And Audie's house, we actually did a video on this one. This is a hula class. Oh, Quinn, why do you have a thought bubble? Stop, Quinn, you better not be leaving either. Oh, she just wants us to catch her a fish. We're gonna have to say, yeah. Poor girl. I feel so bad. I don't know. Do you guys ever help the villagers when they have tasks like that? I feel like I used to do it all the time because I felt super guilty if I didn't. But nowadays, I feel like it takes so much time. I just kind of wish them well and give them encouragement. Okay, so for Audie's yard, we have this little hula class. Again, I've dropped a little hula outfit, so if you want to take some pics for yourselves, you can grab them and put them on. And let's pop in Audie's house so you can see her new interior because it's been totally revamped. Yay, Audie, how are you, my girl? So we actually kept her same flooring. I really like the vibe in Audie's house. It's one of my faves. This Audie in particular, I don't know about you guys. I love villager hoarding. I don't know what it is. She actually was from my very, very first multi-themed island, Honeybell, which we're actually going to be overhauling next here on the channel. But she was one of the original villagers I found back when the game first launched. I found her on a villager hunt, and I just couldn't bear to let her leave. So when she actually asked to leave Honeybell a while ago, I went from this island to that, and she's actually the OG Audie. So really happy to have her. Super glad to just have a friend that's been here for the long haul. All right, so that's Audie's house. Let's keep heading down the beach over here, and we're almost done finishing up the tour. I just wanted to show you a few other little areas in case you don't have a chance to come here to visit yourselves. This is Marina's place. Now, Marina is one of my fave villagers of all time. She is just so sweet. So I wanted to do everything really pink and vibrant for her because, yeah, pink's my favorite color too, for sure. Marina, how are you? She's so precious. Now, this is a little different. I do love using the wall partitions, but I wanted to kind of section off her house, which can be a huge challenge when you're redecorating the villager houses because the square footage is pretty small. But if you get creative by using some of these interior wall dividers, you can do a pretty good job, I think, for the most part of kind of sectioning off areas, even though it's pretty small. So she's got a little patio and a little area where she can take a bath and look out the window to see a beautiful view, a little kitchen and a closet, all of that fun stuff. All right, let's head over here next. Now this place over here for Marina is right next to Captain's dock. I really love this. I'm a little sad, honestly, that Captain doesn't appear in the dream address. So when you do come, if you come to see the uploaded dream, his little boat won't be there, which makes me a little sad. I know it's a bummer that the NPCs don't translate into the dreams because I think that would be super precious to be able to incorporate them. All right, this area over here, this is our Tiki bar build. This one we did recently, so for anybody that's newer to the channel, you may or may not have seen this build already, but I was really happy with how this came together. We just had a lot of fun using creativity with some simple panels, and again, using a lot of the gazebos. I love the gazebos in this game. I think it's probably one of the top 10 best items from the 2.0 update, and yeah, really just enjoying finding creative ways to use them and create building spaces on the island outside. It's been a blast. So this little area is sort of like a reggae band area where you can hang out, listen to some live music. And then this spot leading up the side of this mountain is sort of like an extension of the Tiki bar. I know I've seen things like this in real life where you can sort of find tiki bars or little spots, little restaurants you can visit locally on islands that are sort of literally stuck inside the cliff of an island. Some of the most beautiful views and just enjoying some time watching a sunset. It's one of my favorite things, remembering different vacations that I've had personally, and so I really just sort of wanted to incorporate that on the island. And yes, we've used so many of these termite mounds, it's ridiculous, but I think it does add a nice touch as far as creating detail for the side of the mountain. All right, we're gonna head back over here, another little land bridge. I did a shorts video on this, so if you missed that and you're looking for ideas and how to sort of create spaces like that, I think transition spaces on an island can be really, really challenging. So if you guys ever have any desire to see a transitional, like ideas video, anything like that, I'm trying to come up with ways that I can collect different build ideas, things like that. So be on the lookout for that. I'm kind of excited to sort of maybe create some new content on the channel for Animal Crossing besides just build videos. Speaking of which, we are going to be doing more subscriber island tours here in the next few weeks. I'm really excited now that we have pretty much wrapped up Cocobelle and we're doing the final tour and everything. I'm really thrilled to see what you guys have been up to. So be on the lookout for that. I'm really excited to showcase everything you all have been up to on your islands. All right, so let's head back down here. This is actually Bangle's area. I wish she was home because her house interiors were one of my favorites to create on the island. So if you do get a chance to visit the dream yourself, hopefully Bangle will be home so you can see her interior. And the same goes for Quinn. We kind of redid her interior to sort of match the Tiki bar right here since her house is right there. So hopefully you'll get a chance to see that in person. let's head over here. So this is the back beach area, and this is an area that was here prior as well. I love this idea. This is an older idea, and it was something that I saw on Pinterest a while ago. There is an older build video on this. It was when the channel was pretty much brand spanking new, so forgive me, it is a little bit noob style, but I really enjoyed creating this cruise ship area. It's a really nice way to fill in your peninsula, and you could do a lot of different variations of this. So if you wanted to do a pirate themed ship, or maybe more of like a, instead of a passenger cruise type of ship, you could do like a freight style ship that's bringing in goods and things like that. If you have more of like a city core vibe and you're making a shipping yard area, I think it would be really cool. But the basics of the build are pretty much the same. You can just sort of swap out different items to create your own look. But yeah, I really like how this build came together, and it was just a fun way to use the peninsula area a little bit differently. It's got a fun little view, and I did drop a few little outfit items up here on the deck of the ship. You can access the ship. There's some ladders over here set up, and yeah, you can take some pictures. All right, let's head down over here. This is a new area too. Now this area used to be a yoga studio on this rock, and there is an old build video for that out there, but this is what we decided to do it in. This is sort of like a yacht club or a yacht boating type of area. Wanted to kind of create space because this rock is ginormous, you guys, and I wanted to make good use of it. So I was hopeful that by sort of using things like the lighthouse and the storefront and then some of the yachts with this little deck area, that it would sort of look like an extension of the ocean. And then this little area over here is sort of like a fish processing boardwalk area, fishing dock area. I thought it would be kind of fun to create that space because the vertical beaches can be so challenging. I think that's probably one of the most challenging things for me on this game, at least, is trying to create different ideas on the vertical beaches, for sure. Okay, we're gonna head back over here because I think there's just maybe one other little spot on the island that I don't want you to miss before we head back down to the front to finish up the tour. We're gonna sneak back through here in this little area where we had over by Leonardo, and we're gonna go over to this side of the island over by the museum. There's Leonardo again hanging out. This is right behind the Spanish church. Created a little land bridge again with this really cute log bridge pattern. I love this. So if you're looking for this log bridge pattern, I did link it in the 3 Easy Beach Hut build video. You'll find it in the description of that. And yeah, love this. So in real life, one of my favorite places in the whole world to visit was Chichen Itza in Mexico. Oh my gosh, had so much fun. So I wanted to create my little own variation of that here on the back side of the island, using things like this ruined altar and things like that. These little staircase shelves over here I think are pretty convincing. But yeah, just kind of looking for ways to create unique builds on the island. And yeah, I really love how this came together. It just sort of looks abandoned, and love all the ruined items in the game. They really make a big difference. Okay, now for the secret beach, of course, all of us, it's a love-hate relationship with Red the fox. He is both our best friend and the biggest scam artist you've ever seen. So I wanted to create a little space for him that you can climb down and see, and love these custom signs with the little red boat. Oh my goodness, so many creative and talented custom design creators in our Animal Crossing community, and I definitely can't thank them enough for sharing all of their talents with the rest of us so that we can use them to enhance our islands. Yay! Okay, so here's our museum. I wanted it to look sort of like an abandoned temple. Now, one of the things that I've always struggled with in this game, and I'm sure you guys have as well, is that the staircases don't seem to line up with the building doors. Oh my gosh, I swear, it drives me nuts sometimes, but I think with a build like this, given that it's sort of abandoned and it's got a brambly look, I think it's pretty easy to disguise just by using a lot of these ruined arches. So yeah, that's sort of my take on that, since we had one staircase to work with over there. Gonna walk through here. This is actually more of like a grasslands area that we created for Savannah. She is one of my fave villagers on the island. Really love her. And if you are looking for ideas on how to create this space, we did do a build video on this. So it's a lot of terraforming, a lot of use of custom designs, but it was a lot of fun and definitely worth all of the effort. We created this yoga studio over here because I did hear from a few of you that you wanted to preserve the yoga space on the original island. So this is sort of what we came up with. I redid the coloring in it, kind of made it more orange and neutral tones to kind of go with the aesthetic over here by Savannah's house, but I'm really happy with how this came together. Also dropped a few little outfits for you guys to use there if you want to take some yoga pics. And then over here, we're kind of getting into Gail's area. Since Gail is a cute pink alligator, I wanted her to have just sort of a swampy, marshy area, but it made sense to me that she would sort of live on the beach. So we've created just sort of a natural space over here for her. Just a basic natural idea with a lot of the grass, the grassy wheat field item, and then just a few little flowers here and there. And I really love that her house, that's the original look for her house. And I really, really like that her house just fits this theme perfectly with the thatch roof. Love it. Let's take one more picture so you guys can kind of see this a little bit better. I really love all the placeable trees that the 2.0 update brought to us. I feel like having these placeable trees in the game is so huge. We can do so many more designs with these placeable trees and cactus than we used to be able to do before, so I'm really excited that we have that. So if you haven't gotten your hands on that, look for those at the cranny. They tend to come up for sale every now and then, and yeah, really excited to have all these trees. I think it makes a huge difference filling in all of the space. All right, let's head back here because I think we're pretty much wrapped up here. We're just gonna kind of cut through here back towards the airport. I hope you guys enjoyed this tour, and I hope that you'll come visit Cocobelle 2.0 for yourselves. I thoroughly enjoyed this whole journey for Cocobelle 2.0, sharing all of the builds with you. Can't thank you enough, you guys, for all of your support, all of your kind words, and yeah, can't thank you enough. Yes, let's give Claudia a little bit of love because she is singing her little heart out here in the plaza, and that's one of my favorite things, seeing the villagers do that. It's just, I love it. All right, we're gonna head up here, but once again, I just wanted to thank you guys. So thankful to all the subscribers. If you haven't seen my Instagram page, you can find me on Instagram at Peppycrossingplay. I do plan on doing some more subscriber island tours here in the upcoming weeks. I have really, really missed seeing what you guys have been up to. I just totally wanted to finish Cocobelle up before the end of summer, and I'm happy that we were able to do that, but I'm beyond excited to be able to see what you all have been up to, so we'll be visiting your islands. So look for that here coming up in the next few weeks. We'll be doing probably one tour a week, and we're also going to be starting to tear down the old island, my original multi-themed island, Honeybell. I think we're going to tear it down and start from scratch. I heard from a lot of you that for the winter you all wanted to see a tundra style island, but we still have fall, so I figured in the meantime, till we get a little bit closer to winter, let's work on a few realistic fall city core type of builds, town core. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, so I hope you'll join me for that. We're going to be doing a little bit of a tear down video for Honeybell, maybe some more villager hunts, and we'll get going into fall. If you want to see Cocobelle 2.0, here is the dream address listed above. You can also find me on Instagram at Peppycrossingplay. Again, I always love to hear from you guys, and if you happen to visit yourselves, please tag me in the photos because it brings so much joy to my heart to see everything when you all come here for a visit. I can't thank you enough, you guys. A special shout out and thank you to my Animal Crossing partners for all of your kindness and support. You all truly mean the world to me. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you like this type of content, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. I always appreciate your support, and it definitely helps out boosting the channel so that more of our friends can join us on the next island journey. Well guys, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much again for joining me for this finale for Cocobelle 2.0. I'm looking forward to jumping into fall and doing more fun builds with you guys. Wishing you all an amazing day. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.